Fencing is really primal, right? Someone's trying to hit you and you want to stop them. And the idea of a fight, of a struggle, whether it's Pirates of the Caribbean or a sword movie or Star Wars, that kind of idea of the one-on-one struggle is really attractive. I mean, there's something in it that's really primal. In Olympic fencing, there are 3 different weapons: the foil, the épée, and the saber. And each one has slightly different rules and slightly different target areas. The first is the foil. Foil is really a precision weapon. I mean, all of them require some precision, but for foil, the target is smaller, you have right away, you can only score with the tip. It really requires a fencer who's going to be patient, set up actions, and it's the most technically proficient weapon. The second weapon is the épée, which is also a point weapon, but you can score anywhere on the body. Épée is a game that requires patience. Since it's the first person to be hit, you can be hit anywhere, on the hand or the foot or the head, and it really brings out a cautious, tactical fencer who's willing to set up long points and phrases before they score. And the final weapon is the saber, which you can score from anywhere from the waist up, and you can score with a point, or you can cut with a slashing action, either one. It's the one that requires the most speed, has the most movement, the points are much quicker, the entire bout is much quicker. And as it's a slashing weapon, it's fairly easy to hit your opponent. So to defend yourself requires more work and more distance. So where a foil bout may happen fairly close to each other, there may or may not be a lot of movement. In almost any saber bout, you're going to be running up and down the strip a lot. The basic theory of fencing is that if someone attacks you, you need to respond to that attack by blocking it or getting out of the way before you start your own riposte or an attack for yourself. The fencers will move up and down the piste, and whoever has the right of way and attacks scores and gets the touch. The exception is épée. The first person to touch, regardless of who started first, gets the action. And if both people touch at the same time, they both get a point. A fencing bout will start, both fencers will be on the on-guard line. It's on a 14-meter strip or a piste. And from that position, the director, who judges the bout, will say fence. And at that point, they begin. Electrification changes the game completely. When the machine judges whether you score or not, and it judges it perfectly every time, it takes away a lot of what was guesswork, of people watching to see whether a hit had been made. It's really simple. It's a direct game to pick up. But I've seen people at IU come in to a class not knowing anything about fencing. And a few months later, they're competing against Olympians at a Notre Dame meet. Now, it may take a lifetime to master, to get to really the kind of nuances of the game, but the basic physical movements are pretty simple. There's a lot of sports in which if someone's bigger than you, or they're stronger than you, or they're faster than you, you're just going to lose. And fencing not that way at all. So it's a great game for someone who otherwise hasn't found an outlet for their athletic talents to find a place where they can really excel. And it's a sport that really you can do for a lifetime, and that you find out more and more about how it's done as you come to know the game.